You made it. We are, well, Lee's on the porch. I'm out in the yard with Bailey, and then all my goats are out. Oliver's over there, and the neighbor's dog is out. So if there are interruptions, I do apologize. Let's see. So I haven't been able to post as much lately because there's been a ton of stuff going on, and so I thought it would be good to just go live while we're enjoying our porch time for the evening and catch everybody up on what's been going on. So, I'm sure I'll forget something, so feel free to ask questions. Anyways, so first things first, Lee is having back surgery on May 14th. He is, we knew he had a couple of herniated discs, but we went to see Dr. Godzik, was it yesterday? Yesterday, and he has 4 herniated discs. All of his lumbar discs are herniated, and he had an MRI a few weeks ago, and then we saw Dr. Godzik, and we had a surgery plan. Well, like a couple weeks after that, he was at work moving a heavy patient, and he had another blowout, let's say. Like, his legs collapsed, he had to crawl out of the house, and he hasn't been back to work since that happened. So I messaged Dr. Godzik because I knew he would want new images. So he had another MRI done, and we went to see Dr. Godzik yesterday, and the lowest disc that was already herniated even more and like doubled in size. So it went from being like a smaller surgery to a much bigger surgery. But that's on May 14th. He said he'd have to spend just one night in the hospital, but I don't think the recovery from that surgery is going to be any worse than what he's dealing with now. So I think he's just ready to get it done. But they're only going to, there's my goats back there. Instead of going in and doing all of the discs at one time, he wants to do the main one first, the one that's really bad, and see if he can get him some relief. And then over time, knowing that he'll have to go back in and work on the other ones. So that's the plan for that. So Lee has been, how long have you been at home now?
2 weeks.
So he's been home for 2 weeks out of work. And has that ever happened? No. Well, it did happen after my accident, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it was after 3 months. Didn't it?
Yeah. We're not used to being home all day, every day together, but he's kind of taken over where his mother used to live, that living room back there. He's kind of taking it over, and then I stay in the other living room and do my video editing or whatever it is I gotta do. So, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you already know, but y'all know the reason I don't do more lives is because my internet is terrible, which I'm curious how it's doing for y'all today. But so a few weeks ago, I decided, all right, if the fiber optic is not ready, I'm going to get Starlink. And I can't do that now because Starlink has this little app where you go out like where you're gonna put the satellite, and you scan the sky and check for obstructions. And hold on, let me flip you around. But that is what we're working with. So we're too deep in the woods, so it wouldn't really work. So I can't get Starlink. So I just have to wait on the fiber optic. Let's see. I missed the very beginning. What kind of surgery is Dr. Gozick doing? Dr. Gozick is gonna do a laminectomy. I can't remember. He talked about several different things, so I don't remember if there's more to it than that, but he did say laminectomy. He said,
Trim off the excess parts he needs.
yeah, so he said it would be like an incision. He wanted to do a minimally invasive surgery, but ended up not being able to do that, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. Mary, I've been waiting on fiber optic for over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a year. And
300 feet down the road.
yeah, a year ago, y'all remember I came on here one day and was like, yeah, I called the company and they said that, I think it was like at first 2 weeks. And then the next time I called back, they were like, yeah, it should be another month. And then it just kept, their drills kept going down, and there just kept being all kind of issues. So here we are with crappy internet. Oh no, YouTube unsubscribed you. That's not good. They tell me they will only fuse mine, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't blame you. My neck is fused and it is not fun. Speaking of, I went to, so applied for disability, got denied, got a lawyer, we did an appeal, and the other day they sent me to another place to be evaluated. And normally it's just all very stupid, and it is so irritating having to go through all that. But I'm so glad I went, because this person, I can't even remember her name. She was a nurse practitioner in Talladega, and she is the only person that has like evaluated me for the disability and was nice. I think they're so used to like people trying to cheat the system, or people on disability for every little thing, that they get kind of jaded, I'm sure. But she was, because at first I could kind of tell she just wasn't putting too much thought into it. But then anyways, long story short, she was really, really nice and incredible. And I ended up hugging her neck and telling her thank you. And she said that she was going to, in her report or whatever, she was going to be very thorough, and she's even going to cite sources and include resources in that submission for them to look at. Because the problem that I've had with going through the disability thing is that literally nobody understands the injury. They don't have a clue. They see me sitting in front of them, and they just truly can't comprehend all of it, which I get it. It's crazy. And then your lawyer fired you. Wow. That's awful. I would love to see the statistics of disability applicants with internal decapitations and how many were faking it. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Laurie. but you look fine, yeah. And she was the first person too, like she would ask me, how long would you say that you can sit in a chair? And, which I mean, of course that varies, but like right now, talking to you guys, I'm in a chair, but my neck is killing me because I'm not, lean back like that. Anyways, she was really, really nice, and I just very much appreciated her. So I'm glad that I went, and maybe I'll finally get approved. And then what else was there to update you on? Okay, hold on. There was something else. Oh, okay. The oil it up, yeah. So the Dr. Gozik video, he came over, let's see, it was like March 27th or 28th, 29th, something like that. He came over, we filmed. I got it edited, I got it uploaded because, my internet is terrible, and it took like 48 hours to upload because it was a little over 5 gig. I went to my friend's house a couple weeks ago, by the way, and I had about a 5 gig video to upload. So I bummed his internet, and it took 20 minutes. 20 minutes at a friend's house, 48 hours at my house. So that was super frustrating. But so I've had it edited and ready to go for a while. When we saw Dr. Gozik yesterday, he said that UAB watched it and they loved it, but there were a couple things that they wanted to change. One of which is no big deal, no issue at all, minor change, won't be hard to do. The other thing they're wanting to change, Mary, I bought a car charger, because hold on, y'all help me remember, what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, the video. Okay, I'll come back to that. But I got a car charger off Amazon that plugs into the cigarette lighter and then into my laptop, because my laptop is a MacBook Pro. I've had it for years now, and the battery is crap now. So I basically can only use my computer for like an hour or so before the battery dies. So it has to be on a charger all the time. So I bought a car charger. So the next video I upload, I'm going to plug my laptop up in the car and drive like a mile down the road to the turkey call place and sit by their dumpster and use their Wi-Fi, because we have a friend that works there, and so he gave me the password, and so every once in a while I go down there and use their Wi-Fi. I look like some sketchy person, like parked by the dumpster bumming Wi-Fi. I keep waiting on the police to knock on my window and ask me what I'm doing there. Yeah, I'm gonna be going back to the dumpster. Yeah. So the video, okay. There's 2 changes they want to make. One, no big deal. Whatever. The other change, I'm not. The other change is a different story. It's a change that I don't want to make. I don't think I should have to make. And to keep Dr. Godzik from being the go-between between me editing the video and UAB lawyers and whatnot, he's just going to send me their contact information so that I can email them or talk to them and see what exactly it is they're wanting and go from there. But everything in that video is the truth and how it happened, and it's my story, and I'm just not willing to change things about the truth of what happened without, I don't want to get too specific into all of that, but basically it boils down to the brain herniation, the hydrocephalus. I'm sure they see it from their standpoint as it doesn't make the hospital look great that I had a delayed onset of hydrocephalus that was missed, even though in the video that we did with Dr. Godzik, we explain why it was missed. It was missed because there's not a known case of that. It doesn't happen. There's no documented case ever. Basically what happened is I have now a Chiari malformation, which is something that you are born with. Except I wasn't born with one, but now I have that, but it's through trauma. And so they weren't aware that it could even happen. It got missed, my brain herniated. We've never talked badly about that situation. We understand. We've never wanted to or even talked about or thought about any kind of like legal action or anything like that. So I'm just not willing to skirt over that. I don't know. Anyways, that's their issue, but I want to talk to them personally. Yes, Vicky, that's exactly what, well, I assume that's what's going on. But anyways, so as soon as I can talk to them and make the minor, hopefully just the minor change, then I will drive down to the dumpster and re-upload it and post it. But I'm really excited for y'all to see it. I think it's like a hour and a half long. It's a long one, and I even cut out quite a bit. But it's hard for me being like the creator and the editor, because it's hard for me to like cut out stuff sometimes. But what else? Um, Ellen, I'm going back and looking at comments. Ellen says, my MacBook is also old and the battery is ridiculous. Thinking of calling to see what a new battery cost. And so I actually, I talked with my ex-husband about it a while back. He's a computer nerd, so he's the go-to for technology questions, but he said he thought it would probably not be worth it to get a battery. So eventually I'm going to need a computer, because the MacBook Pro that I have now is not made for video editing. It's only got, I think it's only got 8 gig RAM. It's either 8 or 16, I can't remember, but I need to do like video editing, you need a lot more. So to get the laptop that I need is going to be like about $4,000. So going to be quite a while, because tomorrow is my daughter's 19th birthday. And then my son is graduating high school next month, and then he's off to Huntsville, where he will be going to college to be some sort of engineer. And he's getting my car, so I'm not going to have, okay, I'm losing my car. I will have a vehicle, just a very, very old, beat up, like rusted paint. It's a 2002 Kia. Oh, I'm sorry, 2003 Kia Sorrento that was Lee's stepdad's, and it's lived a long, good life. But that's gonna be my ride until I can get a vehicle sometime. But okay, thank you, Vicky. Hey, Jesse. Yes, Vicky, I am getting rich on YouTube. Let me tell you. Um, that was the other thing. So I'm sure y'all saw I had the Newsweek interview, which is really what kind of kicked everything off. And then after that, the People magazine interview, which that the Newsweek and People magazine was like crazy. I told Lee, I was like, it's like being shared in People magazine. Like, what is there even to do after that? I don't know. That was pretty wild. But I think it's next week or next couple of weeks. I can't remember. There's one I'm doing for. It's called That's Life magazine. It's an Australian magazine. And then tomorrow morning, locally, the WBRC's Good Morning Alabama. I'll be doing that tomorrow morning. And then there's something else. I can't remember right now. There's something else. So there's been that's been kind of busy on top of all of this Oxford Health Systems paramedics stuff that if you follow me on Facebook, you have seen that is still there's still stuff going on with that, and that has really kept me busy, and I would really like it to stop. What I am hoping to do is to give all of my information and pass it along to somebody like an investigative journalist, an investigative reporter. So I'm going to talk to the producer at WBRC tomorrow morning after I do my thing, and we'll go from there. But that, gotta be careful what I say because we're live here. But the biggest issue as far as, which to be honest, there's a lot of issues with that situation. I mean, we're talking about dirty politics, corruption, lying, like just it's just so saturated with bad things. And so I just want to focus, for me, what I care the most about, what I'm trying to get people to understand is this cutting off the fire department from responding to medical calls. That is an issue that I don't think people can fully grasp the consequences of that. So,
The YouTube windfall.
do what?
The YouTube windfall is what started this conversation.
The YouTube windfall. What are you talking about?
You're getting rich off YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
remember?
I don't think the public can, like the citizens of Oxford, I don't think they can understand what the repercussions of that could be. I do because that was my job. So I've been trying to kind of bring some awareness to that and made some progress. Stuff that I can't share on this live because there are things going on in the background under the surface of the water. It's definitely not dead in the water. I just have been super busy with stuff. But you cannot tell me, you will never convince me that it is a good idea to have a volunteer fire departments are one thing. This is not a volunteer fire department. This is a full-time established department with, I think, was it what, 16 paramedics? I can't remember. Um, I think it was 16 paramedics and experienced paramedics, and there is no reason that you can give me ever, Lee as well, I'm going to include him on this. There is nothing you can tell us to convince us that cutting off a fire department, taking their equipment away, and stopping them from responding to medical calls is the right thing to do. It's just, it's just not, for a plethora of reasons. Fire departments are usually first on scene. They can get there quicker. Why would you take that away? They can initiate treatment. They can, even if it's just a simple medical call and maybe you don't need any ALS intervention, it's never a bad idea to have extra hands, because you're talking about picking up very heavy people, carrying them up and down stairs. Like, there's a lot of maneuvering, and why would you cut that out and put more strain, more physical strain on your employees? And that's what Lee is going through right now. Do you think your back would be in the shape it's in if, like, you had extra hands on all these calls? Yeah, exactly. So you're putting the OHSP employees more at risk of injury because there's less hands. You are delaying patient care because the fire departments that are closer to these calls can't get there because they're not being dispatched, and there's a delay in patient care. And I can get more specific with numbers at a later time, but I have several examples of real calls where there was a delay in patient care because of this, and also, again, people showing up to the fire department requesting medical help, and all they can do is say a prayer and call an ambulance. How funny would that be if they called, like, I just thought about this. If I'm talking to you, Lee, if when somebody shows up at the fire department and they need an ambulance, instead of like radio and dispatch, if they were to take out their cell phone and call 911.
It's actually happening.
That's probably what I would do. Just to be an ass. Mm. Hey, Tila.
Still haven't addressed the YouTube thing.
The what?
The YouTube, getting
What?
rich on YouTube.
What about it?
The whole $90 you made last month. Somebody asked about you getting rich on YouTube.
Oh.
No, just we're swimming in that money.
Yeah. Lee's hung up on the comment somebody made earlier talking about all my YouTube money. My last YouTube paycheck was $90. So,
Swimming in that money.
yeah. I think that was all I had to update everybody on. I'm just kind of in a holding pattern, waiting on the final word on the Dr. Godzik video, and also in a holding pattern with kind of the OHSP stuff, like what direction I want to go in at this point. Because some of it I don't even put in a video. I'll just post it on my Facebook page. But anyways, I keep getting, third party threats of litigation. I've already spoken to a lawyer, so I mean, I'm not being dumb. As long as I'm not getting on the internet lying about anything, it'll be all right. So, unless there's anything else, what else? unless there's anything else, y'all have any questions or anything that I missed or anything you would like me to answer. Oh, bye, Deirdre. I remember you're in Ireland and your name is sort of like Deidre, but it's not. I'm not being dumb. Uh, there's some stuff I want to say, but I'm gonna try not to. I'm just very disappointed. I am so disappointed in the Oxford City Council backing this person. I can see why they are. I think that the public perception of everything is probably, you know, very good. Um, but the way things look aren't always a reflection of the substance of somebody's character, their motivations for doing certain things. I have some theories as to why the fire department has been kind of cut out, and this is just, I think I said this in my last video, but I can't form a well-rounded opinion because I can only go off of the information that I have, and it sounds a lot to me like somebody who, you know what? I'm gonna save that. We will come back to that. How about that? Um, what else? Uh, Tila's peeing. Look, my goat's peeing. Tila. That's funny. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if the city council is really just that uninformed or corrupt, or are they being manipulated? Are they being sold a lie and they just don't know any better? Because the way things are running from an outside perspective looks good, but there's ramifications, and a big one right now that is an issue is a delay in patient care. So, anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about that for tonight. But no, it's not gone. It's not dead. There's still stuff going on. It's just things going on that take time. So, um, okay. I think that's all. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and um, I'm here, not going off of YouTube. Vicky, you are exactly right. But the thing about it is that if a patient dies, if that causes the death of a patient, nobody will ever know about it. Who's gonna tell them? You think they're gonna? You think they're gonna fess up to it, or the family would? I mean, the family's not gonna know. They're not going to know that. Let's say, there's a call for I don't know, a difficulty breathing call, and it's 2 miles from the fire department, but they're not dispatched, and the ambulance takes 12 minutes to get there. The fire department could have been there in 5. Well, 5 minutes versus 12 minutes is a big difference when it comes to an emergency. And what if the patient went into respiratory arrest? There was nothing, bystanders can do, and you've got 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes with no oxygen. That's an anoxic brain injury. If they live, they're going to be a vegetable. But the family is not going to know that that could have been avoided. How would they? And so that's why it's important to say these things. It's just, like I said in my last video, fire departments are geographically laid out. The locations are studied. It's very like structured why a station is where it is. They are strategically placed so that they can get to people quickly. That's just how it is everywhere. The fire departments across the whole country are funded differently than private EMS. So the ambulance, 9 times out of 10, is going to take longer, and that's just the way it is. By removing the fire department completely, they are delaying patient care, but nobody is going to know that unless somebody tells them. And like Vicky said, is it going to take somebody dying? It probably not even then, because unless somebody like me, unless they run across these videos, they're not going to know, because the employees aren't going to tell them. City council is not going to tell them that they backed this guy that wanted to kick the fire department out of their calls. So it's unethical. It's just shitty, honestly. But, huh? Ow. Do I want lights? No. Alright. My neck is killing me because I've been leaned up like this. So I'm going to get off and go crochet on my blanket for a little bit and rest my neck. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you all soon. Bye. I don't know how to I don't know how to end it, so I guess here we are. I don't even know how to stop this live, y'all.